Dear you, I know exactly what you did a few minutes ago. You heard the sound of footsteps approaching your front door. You heard the rustle of a paper bag being set down on the welcome mat, followed by the soft, distant chime of a notification on your phone telling you that your delivery had arrived. And what did you do? You froze. You stood perfectly still in the middle of your living room, holding your breath, waiting in the absolute silence until you were completely, entirely sure that the delivery driver had walked away. Only then did you quietly unlock the deadbolt, crack the door open, pull the bag inside, and lock the world out once again. You do this all the time, don't you? Welcome to the most profound, agonizing, and entirely silent epidemic of the year 2026. You are suffering from the terrifying disease of absolute convenience. You have successfully engineered a life with zero human friction, and it is slowly, quietly turning you into a ghost. Look at the magnificent, heavily fortified empire of isolation you have built for yourself. It happened so gradually that you did not even notice the walls closing in. First, you stopped going into the physical office, trading the chaotic energy of coworkers for the sterile safety of your home workspace. Then, you stopped going to the grocery store because an algorithm could perfectly predict your diet and leave it at your doorstep. Then, you stopped going to the movie theaters, the gyms, the crowded coffee shops, and the vibrant, messy public squares. You have outsourced every single aspect of your human existence to a glowing screen. You can summon food, entertainment, medicine, and even simulated companionship with the subtle tap of a glass surface, without ever having to make eye contact with another living soul. Society told you that this was the ultimate peak of luxury. They told you that privacy, efficiency, and hyper-individualism were the greatest goals an American could achieve. But let us be brutally, painfully honest about what this luxury actually feels like when the screens go dark. It feels like solitary confinement. I see the immense, suffocating dread that washes over you when you look out your window at the physical world. You are entirely safe inside your climate-controlled box, yes, but you are also entirely dead inside. You have shrunk the entire magnificent universe down to a few hundred square feet of living space. You go days, sometimes entire weeks, without hearing the sound of your own voice spoken out loud to another physical human being. Sometimes you speak a random sentence to the empty room just to make sure your vocal cords still work. Do you realize how deeply terrifying that is? You are a biological creature, descending from hundreds of thousands of years of tribal ancestors. Your nervous system is brilliantly, fundamentally wired for the pack. You are designed to read micro expressions, to feel the ambient body heat of a crowd, to synchronize your heartbeat with the people around you. But right now, you are starving in the dark. Your soul is completely, violently malnourished because it has been deprived of the chaotic, unpredictable, glorious friction of human community, and the isolation is mutating you. It really is. I know the bizarre, paralyzing social anxiety that grips your chest when you actually have to leave the house now. You step out onto the sidewalk and everything feels entirely too loud. The sunlight is too bright. The cars are moving too fast. If a stranger asks you for directions, your heart rate instantly spikes into a panic and you completely stumble over your words. You have lost your emotional calluses because you have successfully eliminated all the minor inconveniences of dealing with other people. You have entirely lost the ability to navigate the real world. You look at other people effortlessly laughing on a park bench or arguing over a spilled cup of coffee, and you feel an agonizing, hollow jealousy tearing through your stomach. They are messy. They are inconvenienced, but they are wonderfully, undeniably alive. And you are just a digital phantom. You lie in bed at night, staring at the ceiling, and a horrifying, freezing thought enters your mind. If I just stopped logging online tomorrow, how long would it actually take for someone in the physical world to notice that I am gone? You have thousands of digital connections, but you are entirely drowning in an ocean of profound physical invisibility. You have optimized your life so perfectly that you have eliminated all the beautiful, chaotic accidents that actually make life worth living. You have protected yourself from the awkwardness, the rejection, and the unpredictability of the outside world. But in doing so, you have accidentally locked yourself in a highly sophisticated, incredibly comfortable tomb. You are so lonely. You are so intensely, heartbreakingly lonely. And you are terrified that you have forgotten how to be human. Listen to the absolute silence of your room. Hear the hum of the refrigerator. Feel the stale, conditioned air against your skin. And realize, with every single ounce of courage you possess inside your chest, that you cannot survive in this artificial box for another decade. It is time to break the seal. I am giving you the absolute, undeniable command to orchestrate a massive, terrifying prison break from your own comfort zone. The cure to your profound emptiness is not another app, another delivery service, or another perfectly curated digital distraction. The cure is the messy, loud, unpredictable, physically exhausting reality of the outside world. You must reclaim your right to be inconvenienced. Tomorrow morning, I want you to commit an act of spectacular rebellion against the modern age. You will put on your shoes. You will open the front door. You will walk down the street to a coffee shop, and you will wait in the agonizingly long line. You will not look at your phone to numb the awkwardness. You will stand there, feeling completely exposed, and you will look the barista directly in the eyes when you order. Yes, it will feel terrifying. Your heart will race. Your palms will sweat, and every single alarm bell in your artificially isolated brain will scream at you to run back to the safety of your couch. Do not run. Stand your ground. That panic you are feeling, that is not danger. That is the feeling of the blood violently rushing back into your numb, atrophied emotional limbs. That is the spectacular shock of a ghost finally putting on flesh and bone again. You must intentionally seek out the human friction you have been avoiding. Let people bump into your shoulder on a crowded sidewalk. Strike up a terrible, awkward conversation about the weather with a stranger on the bus. Go sit in a public park. Feel the rough texture of the wooden bench and let the chaotic symphony of a living, breathing city wash entirely over you. You have to remind your nervous system that the world is not a terrifying threat. It is your home. You are not meant to be a solitary observer of the universe. You are meant to be a participant in the great, messy, physical arena of human existence. The people out there are just as lonely, just as scared, and just as desperate for genuine connection as you are. They are waiting for you. The village is not entirely dead, but you have to actually show up to be a part of it. Forgive yourself for retreating. The world became overwhelming, and you did exactly what you needed to do to feel safe. But the fortress has served its purpose, and now it is just keeping you trapped. You have a heavy, magnificent, entirely real footprint to leave on this earth. You deserve to take up physical space. You deserve to be seen, to be heard, and to be known in 3 dimensions without the filter of a glass screen. You possess an ancient, unbreakable resilience that the algorithms could never possibly understand. So, unlock the deadbolt, turn the handle, step out into the brilliant, blinding, beautifully chaotic sunlight. The simulation is officially over. The world is incredibly loud. The air is thick, and the terrifying, magnificent adventure of your actual life is completely ready to begin. Now, walk outside and let them see you.